Well, hello guys. Good evening. Welcome back to our February week 2. Right? Yes, Jala and Gibra. Hello. Hi guys. We are entering chapter 2 today. Right? Sorry, let me clear something up first. Right, so yes, as you have realized or you haven't realized, we finished our chapter 1 last week. Right, we have finished the microorganism chapter. Okay, what is aseptic technique? What is your antiseptic and disinfectant? Okay, we have I hope you're okay with this. Very easy chapter. So right, let's jump into chapter 2. This should be your February notes. You should have received it by now. Before, I think last week, I think you already received it. So yeah, you should have this by now. Right, so quite a long chapter, quite a lengthy chapter, quite a lot to do this chapter. So as you can see, the note itself is already 14 pages. That's kind of long and there's quite a lot to memorize this chapter. So I would say this chapter is the hardest chapter in Form 5. Okay, in terms of things you have to memorize, right? Anyway, so let's begin. So this chapter is about balanced diet. Let's look at 2.1 first. Balanced diet and calorific value. All right, you know what is a calorie? Right, do you know what is a calorie? So if you're very aware of your food, if you know something about putting weight or losing weight, then you should be aware of what a calorie is. Right, so let's talk about balanced diet first. So what is a balanced diet? Right, you know what a diet is? Okay, I don't like people saying that they are on a diet. You are always on a diet. A shitty diet is a diet. A healthy diet is a diet. As long as you eat something, that is a diet, right? So if you say that you're on a diet, what else would you be? Are you not going to eat, right? So even if you eat only ice cream for today, that's also a diet, but that's a really shitty diet. Right, so what makes a balanced diet? A balanced diet requires 2 criteria. Okay, so please highlight this. Number 1, a balanced diet should include all the classes of food. This is number 1. All right, guys, do you remember all the 7 classes of food? You have 7 classes of food. And what are they? Do you remember? Do you remember? You actually studied this in Form 2. If you have any memory of it. So what are the 7 classes of food? Anyone? Hello? Do you still remember this? Do you still remember this? What are the 7 classes? What are the 7 classes of food that you eat every day? Right? If you think about it, your okay, let's just say you're eating a Big Mac. Okay, maybe not Big Mac. Okay, you're eating a Mac chicken, right? That is your 7 classes of food. Hang on. Okay, fats, yes, you got it. That's 1. Fats. What else? Protein. Good. What else? Hi, Kavi. We are in chapter 2, Kavi. We are in the new chapter. This is your February notes. Minerals, yes. Oh, wow. Very good. And when you talk about minerals, there's one thing that goes with it, which is you also eat it together with vitamins. Kavi, what's up? Do you have the notes? Do you have the notes? We just started, don't worry. We just started. Vitamins, yes. Okay, yeah, you got 4 there, right? What about the other 3? What about the other 3? The thing that makes you shit, you need this to shit nicely, that is, right? So that will be your fiber, right? And how can you forget carbohydrate, right? Okay, and of course, last but not least is water, right? So guys, to have a balanced diet, first criteria, you should eat all the classes of food, right? Did you miss anything? No, we just started. This is first page. the first sentence of the first page, so you didn't miss much, right? So balanced diet, you need to have all the classes of food, which is all 7 classes, right? All the 7 classes. But guys, you need the second criteria, which is in the right quantity. Guys, this is very important. Okay, why? Because you see, if you just have the first criteria, all the 7 classes of food, then Big Mac is also a balanced diet. Right? Think about it. If you go McDonald's and you order McChicken, the set, right? The burger with the fries and the soft drink, well, you can argue that that is a balanced diet one, okay? Because it contains all the 7 classes one. Okay, does it have fats? Yes, you have butter on your bread. Does it have protein? Yes, the patty, the meat is protein. Does it have minerals and vitamins? Yeah, you have veggie on it, right? And then you have fiber on it. Because of the veggie, you have carbohydrates on it. The bread and the fries, the French fries, they are the carbohydrate. You have water in it because soft drink is water, right? But would you say that McChicken meal is a healthy diet? Is a balanced diet? Hell no, far from it, right? You don't exactly go McDonald's for healthy diet. That would be an oxymoron thing to say. You don't say, oh, okay, I'm going on a healthy diet, so let's go to McDonald's. Wait, what? Right? So why is it not balanced diet? Because yes, they fulfill the first criteria. Your McChicken fulfills the first criteria, which is it has all 7 classes of food, but it is not in the right quantity. Right? A McDonald's meal or any fast food meal for that matter contains too much of fats because it's oil, right? It's oil. Fried chicken is full of oil and it contains shit tons of carbohydrate because your soft drink is sugar, right? Your bread is carbohydrate. So it is not a very balanced diet. Okay, so what is a balanced diet then? Okay, let me go here real quick. Okay, guys, do you know what is this? You have seen this for the longest time, isn't it? Which is the food pyramid, right? Okay, come, let me test you. What is at the first level? Did you read about the food pyramid? What is at the first level? Anyone? Anyone? Guys, you know the food pyramid, right? This thing has been around since the early 90s. When I was a kid, this is all they preach about. If you watch the TV, okay, because I grew up with the TV, this is all you see, right? They keep pushing advertisements, they keep pushing commercials, they print this thing on food labels. When you buy gardenia or any bread or anything, you will see a bloody pyramid there, right? So what is at the first level? You have your carbohydrate, okay, which is like your rice, your bread, your noodles, things like that. And then second level are your fruits and veggies. Okay, third level is your protein, like your milk, your dairy product, things like that. And then the third level is the fat stuff or the sugary stuff, like ice cream, um, soft drinks, right? Things like that. Right, guys, have you noticed this? They don't push this thing anymore. You never hear our health ministry. Okay, by the way, this thing is controlled by the health ministry, our Kementerian Kesihatan. You don't see them push this thing anymore. Have you noticed this? They somehow stop preaching about this food pyramid for some time, right? They don't talk about this thing anymore. Yeah, sure, you still see them on food labels, right? When you buy Jacob's biscuit, when you buy a bread, you still see them on, but they don't shove this thing in your face anymore. Like, hey, this is how you should eat. Okay, why? Because this thing failed. This thing failed. The food pyramid is an epic failure, right? It's an epic failure. Why? Because for the 20, 30 years they've been practicing this thing, they've been preaching this thing, our obesity rate in Malaysia has done nothing but gone up, right? It has only gone up. Our obesity is still very serious, right? Just in case you didn't realize, guys, just in case you didn't realize, we are the fattest country in Asia. Hang on, let me find the picture. I'm sure I've shown it to you before. which is this one, right? You look at this map, and you see the legend there, orange being overweight and green being normal. You look at Asia, okay, I can't zoom in here, but you look at Asia, you know where's Asia, right? You don't tell me your geography is so bad, you don't know where's Asia. So if you look at Asia, most part of the Asia is green. Besides a tiny island there called Malaysia, you see? Can you see Malaysia is right, right there, and it's orange, right? So out of Southeast Asia, definitely we are the fattest country. So definitely this food pyramid, it's not doing its job, right? Because if we were to follow, and if this thing were to work, you wouldn't have obesity like this, right? So that means that this thing is an epic failure, so they don't push this anymore. So what do they preach instead? The health ministry, they are pushing for this thing right now, the Pinggan Sehat Malaysia. Pinggan Sehat Malaysia. That means because you see, when you tell normal people about this food pyramid, people cannot grasp how to eat. Okay, so what they do instead, they make a plate so that you are it's easier for you to visualize. So they just take a plate. According to this Pinggan Sehat Malaysia, guys, memorize this. It's coming up for exam. So your Pinggan Sehat Malaysia, it says that your plate should be half filled with veggie and fruits. Okay, half filled with veggie and fruits, and 1/4 should be protein. All right, and 1/4 should be the carbohydrate of your choice. Okay, it could be bread, it could be rice, it could be noodle, things like that. Right. So this is how you should eat. Okay, and let me put it this way, guys. You have to eat this with low fats. Okay, low fats. What do I mean? If you have a plate like this and you say, this looks so bland. Hey, let me drizzle some Thousand Island sauce on it, and you flood this thing with Thousand Island sauce and some mayonnaise, guys. There's no point, right? There's no point. If you drizzle this thing with Thousand Island sauce or you drizzle this thing with mayonnaise, what's the point eating like this, right? Guys, did you know that? Did you know that one tablespoon of mayonnaise gives you 120 calories? Okay, that's like half a bowl of rice. Okay, you take a tablespoon, you squeeze some mayo on it, and then you eat it. That's 120 calories. That's like you easily eat half a bowl of rice, right? So rice is not the thing that's making you fat. It's the dressing, right? So what I'm trying to say here is, if you have to eat like this, try to keep this thing low fat and healthy. Make your meat as lean as possible. Try not to eat very fatty meat, and try to make your rice clean. Okay, don't just say, oh, so I'm gonna replace this with fried rice. Yeah, you can, but there's no purpose like this. Okay, so this is how we eat healthy. All right. So guys, let me ask you this. Okay, how many meals do you eat per day? How many meals do you eat per day? Like me, I eat 4 meals per day. How many meals do you eat per day? Okay, 3. All right. 3. Okay. So if I were to tell you, you have to eat 3 meals like this, can you tahan? For every day, every day you have to eat like this, and every day for all that 3 meals you have to eat like this, right? So you might say, sir, no, this is so boring. How can I eat like this? Right. Which brings me to my next point. Right. I mean, guys, if you can eat like this, that's a very good way. That's very good. But you see, we humans we just like junk food. I mean, come on. Let's face it here. Ice cream is freaking awesome. Potato chips are freaking awesome. All right. So what should you do then? Between you loving junk food so much and between health, which one should you choose? Right, guys, I always say this way. I always say this. The best diet that you can follow, the best diet in the world, is the one that you can follow. It's the one that you can adhere to. Right? I say this again. The best diet is the diet that you can adhere to. Oh, sorry. Why am I typing in the chat? Sorry, Jala. That's a typo. Right. So the best thing you can do is the best diet that you can follow is the diet that you can follow. Right. There's no point for you to eat like this only for you to quit this a month later and you say, yeah, this is so disgusting, I'm going to quit, I'm going to go back to junk food. And when you rebound, you're going to rebound worse. You're going to eat junk food even more, and you're going to eat even more ice cream, right? This is why diets fail, right? Have you ever heard your friends going on a diet? They always say, okay, I want to lose weight this month, so I'm going to go on a diet. And the diet won't last for long. 3 months later, they will be back to the same thing and even worse. Right? Right? Guys, this is statistics. This is statistics. 99% of diets will fail. Right? You cannot lie with statistics. 99% of diets fail. So what should you do? What should you do? So if you say, sir, I just want to eat healthy, you can eat healthy and plus 10-20% of junk food. This is what you do. Like me, I go to the gym every day. I'm a very healthy person. Okay, I keep my body in top shape. But does it mean I don't eat junk? I do, right? Like me, I love ice cream. I love potato chips. I love junk food. Does it mean I forbid myself from eating that? No, I just eat moderate amount of junk food every day. What do I mean? I open a bag of potato chips. I can just eat 5 per day and I put it back. Right? I enjoy in moderation rather than shutting all this junk food off. And when my willpower one day loses, I lose my willpower, I just rebound and I just eat potato chips like crazy. Guys, that is the healthy way to do it. Right? You don't need to eat healthy 100% of the time. Nobody can do that. Right? You just need to eat healthy most of the time. Like 70-80% of the time. Like if your diet whole day 3 meals you eat like this, and you plus a little bit of ice cream, you plus a little bit of potato chips, whatever it is, that's good enough. That's good enough, right, guys? We all have our trigger food. What's your trigger food? Do you know what is a trigger food? The food, the junk food that you cannot tahan, like you must eat it, right? Like for example, if your trigger food is Oreo, you absolutely cannot resist Oreo, right? When you see Oreo, you're like, oh my God, I must have it, right? Everyone has a trigger food. Like maybe it's cereal, maybe it's cheese, maybe it's ice cream. So what's yours, right? Yours is Yao Yao, okay, okay. Right. Kavi, that's my favorite too. Okay, I know. Okay, the one with the dark chocolate. Okay, I know. Right. So, what do you do then? You enjoy in moderation, right? You have it like once or twice every week. That's okay. That's perfectly fine, right? Guys, I'm not asking you to eat healthy every day. Not as in 100% every day. You can't do it, right? You can't do it. Can you eat chicken, broccoli, and rice every day? You can try. You can try. By the end of the week, by the end of the first week, you will freaking hate yourself, right? It's like you're eating cardboard. You will be depressed and you'll be saying that what's life anymore? Your life has no more purpose, right? So rather spiraling yourself into that predicament, into that sad state, why not just enjoy in moderation? Have some potato chips, okay? I'm not asking you to eat 1 bag every day. That's a little bit over lah. Right? So this is what I mean by balanced diet. You should have all classes of food and you should eat it in the right quantity. So that is the meaning of balanced diet. Right? Guys, you okay? Are you okay? So this one they will ask an exam. What is the meaning of balanced diet? What is the Pinggan Sehat Malaysia? You should know. Okay? Cool, Very simple here. Right, so moving on. Factors that affect a person's balanced diet. Guys, you actually learn this in Form 2. What makes your diet and mine different? Right, guys. For me, my balanced diet could be too much for you. I eat 4 meals every day and I eat around 3,000 calories per day. That's a lot of, okay, to put it into perspective, how much is 3,000 calories? Imagine, you know what is spicy chicken McDeluxe? Imagine a spicy chicken McDeluxe meal, McDonald's, spicy chicken McDeluxe set with the soft drink and the fries. I eat 3 sets every day. I mean, I don't eat 3 sets every day, but that's the equivalent amount. That's how much I eat, right? So you must say, sir, that's a little bit too much. For a girl, it's too much, right? Even for some guys, it's already too much. Why? Because you see, there are 6 factors that makes you and me different. So number one is age, right? Age. So, okay, I have a question here. At what age do you eat the most? At what age range? What range do you eat the most? Okay, 17. Good. Okay. I will say this lah. From 17 or 16 to 25. The closer you are, this is youth, right? This is youth. The younger, not to say younger, okay, the closer you are to your youth, which is 17 or 25, the more you eat, right? If you are younger than 17, you could eat less because you are still growing. You don't have your body fully developed yet. And 20 something is when you eat the most. 20 something is when you eat the most, because why? You are the most active. You exercise a lot, you walk around a lot, hopefully, right? You're just active, right? You just need a lot of energy. So the further away you are from it, the less you should eat. Okay, notice I say should, but many people, they don't do this, right? Take a look at your dad and your mom, you will understand. Right? Guys, anyone here, your dad has a six-pack? Pretty impossible, isn't it? Right? Any of you know any of your classmates, their dad has a killer body, has a six-pack, like he's 40 something, but he's sharp and in shape. Do you know anyone? I see. 100 over. Jala, that's very optimistic. I would say it's 0.01%. Okay, why? Because you see, your dad is 40 to 50 years old, right? But he still eats like a 20-year-old, right? He should tone down the diet as he ages. But most uncles, they don't lah, right? That's why they have the dad, but they have the beer belly, right? Especially Chinese and Indians, you see most uncles, they have the beer belly one. That's what they call it, the dad bod lah, right? So the further away you are from 25, you should reduce the amount you eat, right? Especially if you now are becoming less and less active. You see your dad, if he very suddenly exercise, of course it's not hard to see why he's fat lah. Okay, so guys, I'm not trying to say that he's wrong. I'm trying to shame body. No, you should not be overweight because it's not good for health, right? Guys, this body positivity thing is something that I cannot live with, right? Stop stop justifying obesity, right? You see, nowadays you go on Instagram and say, oh, fat people have feelings too, we should not body shame. Yeah, we should not body shame, that's correct, but don't glorify obesity either. It's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for you. Why do you think fat people, they get heart attack more often? Does it mean heart attack is discriminating them? No. Yes, don't normalize obesity. That's a very stupid thing to do. All right, so anyway, so that's your age, and then next is your gender. Which gender eats the most? You know lah, that's male lah, right? A guy will eat more than a girl because a guy is more active, right? And then next, job, physical activity. It depends on what you work, what's your work, and what's your activity. If you are a postman, or if you are a delivery guy, you work with Shopee, well, of course, you're going to eat more than someone who sits in an office, right? Because you need to climb stairs, you need to carry parcels, you are very tired, okay? You need more energy, so you're more active. So the more active you are, the more you eat, right? Obviously. Next, body size. This one, obviously, the larger you are, the more you eat. If you are like a 150 cm tiny chick, compared to if you are a 190 cm behemoth of an athlete, then of course you will eat quite a lot more. All right, next, health. So what about this health thing? The healthier you are, the more you eat. All right, so anyway, okay, what do I mean here? When you are sick, you don't eat. You just lose your appetite. Right? When you're sick, you just lose your appetite. But when you're healthy, you eat more lah. All right. And of course, next, climate and surrounding temperature. When you're at a colder climate, you eat more because you need the food to keep yourself warm. Make sense? Make sense? So these 6 factors, guys, I don't know about you, but they are common sense. They are common sense. Just Just think why you and me, why are we different? Why do I eat differently and why do you eat differently? Because our age is different, our gender is different, maybe our job is different. Like me, I'm a teacher. I teach like 6-7 hours of class every day and I stand up, right? I teach standing. Okay, maybe you are as active as me, okay? But if you are not as active, you just sit around playing your phone every day, then please don't eat so much, you're getting fat, right? And of course, me and you, we have different body size. Maybe I'm taller than you. Health, okay, we are all healthy lah. And then of course, climate, we are in the same climate. But if let's say I were to move to a winter country, so I will eat more. Okay, so anyway, next, since we talk about balanced diet, we have to talk about the other way. So what is malnutrition? What is malnutrition? What is mal? You know what is malfunction? Mal means abnormal, not normal. So guys, many people think that malnutrition means you eat too little of something, right? No, malnutrition is actually too little or too much. Lack or excess. You eat too little or you eat too much. Both are malnutrition. So according to this definition, obesity is a malnutrition, right? Guys, do you know this? Do you know this? Obesity is already classified as a disease by the World Health Organization. If you are obese, you are fat, you are considered as sick, right? It is considered as an illness today. But you know what's the worst thing about this? This illness is avoidable, right? It's not like cancer. You cannot control this thing, but you can control obesity. In a sense, right? I mean, there are rare cases that you can't, maybe hormonal problems, but most 99% of the time, your obesity can be controlled by simply putting down the fork. You know what is putting down the fork? That means stop eating lah. Okay, go and exercise. Right? You have a choice. Right. Anyway, so let's look at malnutrition here. You have 5 things here. See if you remember this. Guys, what is a goiter? Do you remember what is a goiter? And what causes goiter? We actually learned this last year. No, it's not iron. Close, but it's not iron. It's also an element. It's also a mineral. Okay, so what is goiter? Goiter is when you have a swollen thyroid gland. You remember what is a thyroid gland? We learned this in Form 4 last year, Chapter 7, when we learned about hormones. Remember? So goiter is caused by the lack of iodine. You know what is iodine? You get this thing from seafood, seaweed, sea salt, anything from the sea, you have iodine. Right? So eating seafood is good for you because it reduces your goiter here. Right? What is scurvy? Scurvy is the bleeding of your gum. This is due to the lack of vitamin C. You did not eat enough food. You did not eat enough fruits. You did not eat enough veggies. You did not eat enough vitamin C. Right? So your gums are not very good. Next, rickets. This is caused by you see the bones are not very healthy. Whenever you think of bones, it's definitely calcium or vitamin D. So rickets, it's caused by the lack of calcium and vitamin D. You just don't drink enough milk. You just don't eat enough cheese, right? Dairy products basically. So that's your rickets. Right, so next, kwashiorkor and marasmus. Okay, these are quite serious. Kwashiorkor is the lack of protein, which gives you that big belly look in African children. Marasmus is the lack of food in general. You just don't eat anything and you're so skinny, you're just skin and bones. Okay, so guys, we are a very lucky country because you don't see kwashiorkor, you don't see marasmus in Malaysia. Do you? Have you seen this in Malaysia? I haven't, right? In fact, we see more fat people in Malaysia instead. If I'm not mistaken, 1 out of every 5 or 10 people in Malaysia, it's overweight, right? So being obese is like a Malaysian thing already. I mean, it's not hard to see why lah. It's not hard to see why. You look at Malaysian food, as delicious as they are, as proud as we are about Malaysia, yes, Malaysian food is very delicious, I agree, but it's not healthy. Malaysia food is junk, right? If you look closely, okay, our national food is nasi lemak. There's nothing healthy about nasi lemak, right? The rice is full of santan, is fats. The sambal is fats and sugar, right? Okay, you have a little bit of timun on it, that's all. You have fried anchovies, ikan bilis, and peanut, also full of oil. So you already have 3 oily stuff on it. Okay, now what do you put on it? You put rendang on it. You put fried chicken on it, which makes it even worse. Right? So there's nothing healthy about nasi lemak. So if you eat nasi lemak for breakfast, well, what can I say besides you need better breakfast? I mean, once or twice is fine, but if you eat nasi lemak like daily, yeah, it says a recipe for disaster, right? So please change it. Please eat something healthy, like make a sandwich or something, right? Nasi lemak is definitely not good for you, and don't get me started on roti canai, right? As delicious, as awesome roti canai is, it is very, very unhealthy. It's full of oil. It's full of, if you put sugar on it, you see like some of my friends, they eat roti canai with sugar. And then you have the teh tarik beside, which is also full of sugar. So it is considered as a junk food. Guys, roti canai is junk food because there's very little minerals in it. There's very little vitamins in it. There's no fiber in it, right? It's just full of very, very little protein. It's just full of fats and carbs. It's junk. It's junk food, right? Roti canai has no difference with French fries. It's equally junk. Okay, maybe you eat some dal with it lah. So the dal is healthy. Dal is because chickpeas is healthy. Dal is healthy, but not the roti. The roti is very bad. Okay, anyway, so which brings me to my next point, which is calorific value. Okay, I'll quickly go through this. So what is the calorific value? Basically, that's your energy value, the calorie of your food. Okay, so they express it this way. Okay, like you see, okay, do you know what is this? What is a bomb calorie meter? This is the device we use to find out the calorie of a food. We use this to find the calorie. Have you seen a food label before? Have you seen a food label before? I mean, this is in your daily life. Okay, this is your food label. Can you see that calories 230? So how do they know? How do they know? Before you sell a food, it is required by law, right? By law, if not, it's illegal. If by law, you have to send this thing to a lab, and the lab, they will put your food into this machine, and they will test how much calories in your food. This is to inform the public, telling them that, okay, this is how much energy, how much calories in this food, so that you have more awareness. You know, you don't eat this like crazy if it is very fattening. If this food is like 1,000 calories, okay, you will eat carefully so that you don't overeat, right? And as you can see here, carbohydrate is 16.7 kilojoule per gram. Protein is also 16.7. Carbohydrate and protein has the same amount of energy, but you see fats is twice more. Twice more. That means 1 tablespoon of rice, sorry, 1 tablespoon of peanut butter is twice more energy than 1 tablespoon of rice. Okay, so if you want to gain weight, this is what you want to eat. Peanut butter is full of fats. If you want to lose weight, this is what you should not eat. You get me? You get me? So because I've people will tell me, sir, I really want to gain weight. I'm so skinny. Eat more fats. You see, you get twice more energy. Okay, eat peanut butter every day. Spread it on your bread like sick. Eat like 5 pieces per day with peanut butter. I'm sure you will gain weight soon. That is if you don't, if you can tahan peanut butter lah, because it's so creamy. Sometimes it makes it very jelak. You wish Kami, you're very skinny what? I think you can have some peanut butter, right? Okay, guys, I think I told about this. Oh yeah, about the pimples too, right? Oh, because okay, peanuts they'll give you pimple. This one I agree because of the oil. All right, so guys, remember your BMI. Just calculate your BMI lah. So take your weight in kg, divide by your height in meter square. Right? For example, I'm 80 kilo. I am 1.74 meter. So just use 80 kilo divide by 1.74 square. Then you should find your BMI. So healthy BMI is roughly around 18 to 25, if I'm not mistaken. Guys, as long as you're within this range, you're fine. You're fine. If you're like 14, right? The lowest I've seen is 14. 14 or 15 lah. If you are 14 or 15, my goodness, you should eat, right? You are very underweight. You will be blown away by the wind. Seriously, right? Stay within this range lah. Stay within this range, and try to calculate one for your dad. Try to get him to stop eating. He needs to be healthy, guys. Staying healthy, it's not just about looking good. The best thing about looking fit, about staying fit, is you are healthy, right? You have less chance of dying, right? We all want to live a long life, right? And not only we want to live a long life, we want to live a quality life. If you are healthy, you are fit, you live a better life, right? You put less stress on your joint, you have a lower chance of getting diabetes, lower chance of getting cancer. You see, you save money in a way, right? So I don't get the point of why are we not staying healthy. I mean, for some people it's easier said than done, but you should, right? You should, because like I know this is a cliche to say, but they say health is wealth, because it is, right? Because it is. Try to get your dad to go, stay within this BMI, right? And guys, let's face it, we are all very narcissistic people, right? Humans, we are narcissistic. When you look better, you feel better. Even your self-esteem, you feel confident about yourself. Do you feel confident about yourself if you have 100 something kilos? I'm sure you don't, right? But if you're like 50, 60 kilos and you look fit, you have six pack, you will feel very good about yourself, right? You have that confidence, right? So you see, there's 1,000 reasons why you should stay fit, right? Anyway, so how do we test this? Okay, if you say, sir, my school has we don't have this thing. So what do? This is the cheapest calorie meter you can make in school. So what do? You burn the food instead, and you use the food to heat the water. Why do this? Because by measuring the temperature of the water, we can use this formula to calculate how much energy is in the food, right? If you say, sir, why is there a formula here? Should I memorize this? No, you don't, right, guys? This formula, you can just leave it, all right? Because in exam, they will give it to you. So just leave it for now. Okay, so that's your calories. I just want you to know what a calorie is. It's the energy content in the food, energy value of the food. Okay, so let's go to the last part of today. Okay, let's finish this and maybe we'll call it a day. Right, so remember I said malnutrition, just now all the diseases. What is your goiter, scurvy, marasmus, kwashiorkor, and rickets? Let's look at some more common ones. Okay, because you see, you don't see goiter every day. You don't see scurvy every day. You might not have even seen kwashiorkor and marasmus before, because I haven't. Maybe on TV lah, but real life, I have not seen marasmus before, right? And of course, rickets, you have not seen it before either. Okay, let's talk about something that is more relatable, something that is more common in Malaysia, something that you can see every day. What would that be? Obesity, right, guys? Fat people is everywhere, right? If you don't know what obesity is, walk into a police station and you will know, right? Because most of our police officers in Malaysia, they are overweight. How to catch thieves like that? How to catch robbers like that? That's why they don't know. All they can do is they sit in the police station. Sometimes they come out for roadblock lah. Okay, or they just sit in their car and patrol everywhere lo. So you see, our Malaysian police is rather lazy. That's why obesity is a very serious thing. You look at most of our politicians are also obese one, right? Because obesity is such a norm already. Okay, so that's obesity. So what causes obesity? You know lah, eating too much lah. You see, you consuming food with high calorific value excessively over a long period of time. Okay, so you eat too much lah. So you might say, sir, why are we so concerned about diabetes? Sorry, why are we so concerned about obesity? Fat lah. What's the big deal? You see, when you are fat, other diseases, the risk of other diseases increase as well. Yes, you can see, increased risk of developing disease such as diabetes mellitus. You know what diabetes is, right? Arteriosclerosis, what is this? This is the hardening of your blood vessel, right? The hardening of a blood vessel. When your blood vessels harden, that's how you get high blood pressure, right? You know what high blood pressure is, right? You know what is high blood pressure, right? Guys, high blood pressure is so common nowadays. Maybe even your parents have it, right? It's everywhere. Adults that is in their 50s, adults in their 50s, you should be surprised if they don't have high blood pressure, right? So if an adult tells you, oh, I have high blood pressure, you are like, oh, okay, tell me something isn't new. It's like telling you the sky is blue, because high blood pressure is so common nowadays, right? So you see, hey guys, you have to know, some people, they look normal on the outside, they are not obese whatsoever, they already have high blood pressure. So what makes you think that fat people don't have it, right? And just to make you realize something, guys, have you ever realized, you don't see fat people over the age of 70 or 80? Realize that? Realize that? You see, you don't see someone who is very fat and very old, right? You see most healthy old people, they are fit. They stay within the healthy body weight. You don't see someone who's very fat and they live to their 80s, because it's impossible, right? I mean, it's not impossible, but it's very unlikely, right? You will never see an obese people live a very long life. Okay? For obvious reasons, okay? For obvious reasons. Hey, not only this, guys, your cancer risk will increase by double if you are fat, right? So guys, there is no reason you should be fat unless you're a sumo wrestler. Then different story. There is practically zero reason, literally zero reason for you to be fat, right? Stop with that body positivity thing. Some people, they say, oh, fat people, they can be attractive too. Yeah, that's true. If you are attractive when you're fat, don't you think you look even better if you're not fat? Right? Why look good when you can look better? Okay, so guys, my lesson today is not to teach you to go exam, it's to teach you to not be fat. This is a health lesson, right? So this is your obesity. Next, guys, you know what is anorexia? Have you guys heard of this? And there's a cousin, yes, live properly, exactly. And there's a cousin of it, which is called bulimia. Do you know what is anorexia? Do you know what is anorexia? Very common, especially among teenage girls, especially in the Asian society. Right? So what is this? Anorexia is the fear of gaining weight. Happens especially among girls, right? When they look in the mirror, they say, oh my God, why am I so fat? So they feel, yes, they keep thinking that they are fat. They have something called body dysmorphia. Guys, do you know what is this? Okay, this is an extra info for you. Do you know what is body dysmorphia? Body dysmorphia means you have a twisted reality towards your standard of beauty, right? You see people who undergo crazy plastic surgery. Have you seen those crazy plastic surgery people? They inject Botox into their face, inject collagen into their lips so that their lips looks like this. Okay, they think it's pretty. But for us, we think like, what the hell is wrong with this fella, right? Because that is body dysmorphia. Their standard of beauty is very different, right? So for people with anorexia, they have this thing too. They are like 40 kilos, right? Okay, like 40 kilos is by no means very skinny, but they are 40 kilos and they look in the mirror and they say, oh my God, why are you so fat? You should lose weight. And they will go to the extreme of losing weight. They will take slimming pills, things like that, just to reach that 30-something kilo, their dream body, right? So guys, this is a psychological disorder. This can be fatal and you need to go for counseling, right? This is a mental disorder. And what is bulimia? Bulimia is close to it, right? Anorexia is when a person doesn't eat. Bulimia is when a person, they still want to lose weight, but they still want to eat. They still feel like eating. So what do? They will eat like crazy, and now they feel guilty because they say, oh my God, I'm getting fat. So what do? They will go to the toilet, they will dig their throat, and they will vomit everything out. That is bulimia, right? So both are psychological disorder. Both are body dysmorphia, right? It's just that anorexia, they don't eat. Bulimia is they eat and then they puke everything out. They regurgitate, they vomit everything out because they don't absorb the food. Okay, so if you have friends like this, please bring them to counseling. Please bring them to therapy because they need it before they harm themselves. Right? Anyway, next, atherosclerosis. You might say, sir, isn't it the same word? Notice, this is arteriosclerosis, and this is atherosclerosis. Very long word, very long words, but they are different meaning. Like I said just now, arteriosclerosis is the hardening of the blood vessel. Athero is the narrowing of your artery. What does it mean? You know what's an artery, right? Your blood vessel. Healthy people blood vessel. This is the lumen. Lumen is the hole. You see, the lumen is fully exposed. The lumen is fully open. But people with atherosclerosis, they have cholesterol on the wall. You see, half is blocked by cholesterol. The blood can only go through here. This is atherosclerosis. I'm sure you have seen this in commercials, in advertisements, right? So guys, this takes time to develop. It's not like you eat nasi lemak one day, you get this the next day. This takes like tens of years to develop. Maybe you eat 10 years of nasi lemak, then you get this. All right? It's the narrowing of the lumen, which causes high blood pressure. This will cause heart disease and stroke, which is the main killer of Malaysia. Guys, the first killer in Malaysia is heart disease. Heart attack is the #1 killer in Malaysia. Right? Not hard to see why lah. You see fat people around. So anyway, next, diabetes. You know what is this lah? Is by when you eat too much sugar, right? When you get diabetes, and of course, you know what is high blood pressure lah. High blood pressure is when you eat too much salt, and now you have, heart disease as well. Right? So guys, these things are, I'm sure maybe your grandpa or grandma, maybe your dad or your mom, he or she or they has like one of these. Maybe they have all, or maybe they have one of it. You see, guys, you walk outside and you find anyone over the age of 40, most of them has at least one of this. Okay, maybe not bulimia, maybe not anorexia, but among obesity, atherosclerosis, diabetes, and high blood pressure, they have one of it, right? Like I've heard cases, someone in their 20s, they already have high blood pressure. Okay, guys, think about it. 20s, you are at your life's most healthy period. You already have high blood pressure, right? Which is not surprising lah, because my cousin is like that. Okay, my cousin is like that. He smokes and he eats like crazy amount of food. He is already 100 kilo at 16 or 17. So if he doesn't have high blood pressure, I'll be surprised, right? Because guys, high blood pressure is such a common thing to have now, right? If you don't have high blood pressure, that is somehow a surprise, right? It's like me saying obesity is so common nowadays. If you are the not obese one, then well, you're lucky, right? So guys, eat healthily. Pay attention to what you eat. I mean, you don't have to be so crazy. You watch what you eat every day, but you just have to roughly follow this. Roughly follow this and you won't go far, right? I mean, you must say, sir, then does it mean I cannot eat McDonald's? Time to time, yes, right? Once every month. I don't know, for me, that's quite frequent already. Okay, you want to eat McDonald's once every month, or you want to eat some ice cream once every week, or yeah, that's fine. You enjoy in moderation, it's fine. You see, like you see, sir, if you say, sir, I like chocolate, I love chocolate. Can I eat one block of chocolate, one small block of chocolate every day? Yeah, sure, go ahead. That's healthy. That's perfectly fine, right? If you say you eat one big pack of chocolate every day, then, well, I wish you the best of luck. May you have a long life ahead because I really worry for you. Twice a month, okay lah. Twice a month is also okay lah. Twice a month is okay lah. Yeah, twice a month is okay. If you eat like this, majority of the time, then that's fine. That's fine. All right. And if you say, sir, I don't eat, my mom seldomly cooks. I eat outside a lot. Then how can you counter? Okay, guys, how can you counter a bad diet? You can't really, but the best thing you can do is by exercising. If you exercise enough, you can stay reasonably fit. Okay, you get what I mean? So exercise is more important. I would say nowadays most people, they lack exercise. All right. So what is considered a healthy amount of exercise, guys? Do you walk 6,000 steps per day? Because you should. Right, 6,000 steps per day. Or okay, put it simply, you should do 150 minutes of exercise per week. That's the healthy standard. That's according to American Heart Association. According to American Heart Association, which is called AHA. AHA recommends you do at least 150 minutes of exercise per week. So how much is that? If you exercise 5 times per week, that's 30 minutes per session. That means you exercise 5 days. Every day you exercise half an hour. That's the healthy amount. That's the least amount you should do. Right? If you think about it, that's quite a lot. I mean, for normal people, for me, it's not enough. I exercise every day, right? I exercise every day. I go to the gym like 5-6 times per week, and it's 2 hours. Right? So you might say, wow, so that's a lot. I'm not asking you to do it right now, right today. You slowly increase. Maybe you start from 1-2 times per week, and then you increase it to 3. And then you are feeling okay, you increase it by 4. Right? Now, guys, let me tell you, if you exercise, you put more oxygen into the brain, you can memorize things better, you increase your performance in exam. This is study proven. Right? So you want to score well in SPM? Do you want to score well in SPM? Make sure you exercise. It keeps the brain fresh. It keeps your brain cells fresh so you can study more stuff. Okay, don't say I didn't teach you. That's the healthy way to do it. Right, so guys, I think I'm going to stop here today. If you have the time, please go home and do the exercise. Right, I'll leave it up to you to do. So next week, I'll discuss the exercise. So okay, go home and practice this yourself. And I will stop here. I will see you next week. Okay, so if there's no question, I will see you next Wednesday. Okay, so have a good week. I will see you next week. Ciao, take care, bye-bye.